Isang masayang pagbati na may ngiti sa aking mga labi. Naghahanap ba kayo ng makakatuwang sa pag-review ng inyong anak? Meron yan sa DepEd. Ang ETUlay online tutorial ay libre at handog ng ating kagawaran sa pangunguna ng OUA ICTS EdTech. Ito ay isang proyektong makatutulong sa mga mag-aaral, katuwang ang mga magulang o kasama sa kani-kanilang tahanan para masagutan at maunawaan ang mga modules. Hangad din ng programang ETUlay ang matulungan ang ating mga guro sa kanilang mga blended learning classes. Ang ating ETUlay ay mula kinder hanggang senior high school. Bukod sa academics, meron din tayong mga special programs gaya ng All is Wellness, Reading and Math Remediation, Storytelling, Mommy Tech Talks, Classes sa Gramatika, Speech Class, Financial Literacy, at marami pang iba. Pinalawig din ng ETUlay ang ating Alive program para sa mga mag-aaral mula grade 1 hanggang grade 3. Gayun din ay mayroon tayong ALS program at SPED tutorials na makasisigurong makakamit ng lahat ang inclusive education. May SPED hotline na rin para sa inyong mga katanungan patungkol sa special education. Kaya, subaybayan mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, mula 9 ng umaga hanggang 7 ng gabi ang ating ETUlay. Sa ating pagtutulungan, maiaangat natin ang bawat isa. Ating itutulay ang pagkatuto upang di mapigil ang pag-aaral ng kabataang Pilipino. Itulay natin ito, sulong edukalidad.
Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive, and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gaps where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our modules, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat na nanonood at nakatutok sa ating ETUlay session ngayong Biyernes, Math Talino Friday. Ako po si Tutor Joshua.
Ako naman po si Tutor Queenie. Nasa third week na po tayo ng third quarter ng Math 8. Kaya inaanyayahan po namin kayo mga estudyante, pati ng inyong mga magulang at guro na matuto kasama natin.
Ayan. Kaya tara po, kasama ng ICVS ETU, pati ang mga sumulat at bumuo ng modules na pinagbasihan ng mga lesson natin ngayon ay narito po para itulay at paggabay ng pag-aaral ng matematika. At ngayong March po ay ating ipinagdiriwang ang ating National Women's Month celebration. Buong March po yan, where we have the theme, We Make Change and We Work for Women. Ito po ay bilang selebrasyon sa mga tagumpay at accomplishments ng ating mga kapatid na kababaihan dito sa Pilipinas, maging sa buong bansa, para rin po ito sa women empowerment and gender equality na isinusulong po ng ating DepEd.
Sama-sama tayo mag-celebrate ng Women's Month celebration ngayong March. Ayan. So good afternoon po kila Andrea Paule from Florida Blanca Elementary School. Elementary students natin nakikijoin na sa ating grade 8 mathematics. Gusto na nilang matutunan ng ating mga lesson ngayon. That's a good one. And nandiyan din sila Samantha Fajardo from Santa Cruz National High School. Nandiyan din sila Kathleya Soriano ng Ingod Ramona Integrated School. Hello, good afternoon sa inyo. Eliza Sawal from Santa Lucia National High School ng STO, Bulacan. Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon po. At wag ninyong kakalimutan na mag-follow sa ating Facebook page on DepEd ETUlay. At kung naka-follow na kayo, syempre spread the word to your classmates, parents, and teachers para lalo tayong maraming maabot sa mga, hindi lang online, no? Kasi Tutor Queenie, nagagamit nila yung sessions natin kahit offline through their different divisions. And very thankful po ang DepEd ETU sa efforts natin na nag-multiply talaga.
Sama-sama tayo ngayon naman. Panibago na naman tayong lesson ngayon, Tutor Joshua. Ayan. So, ready na ba Nadine Manabat ng Ingot Ramona Integrated School? Si Maria G. Mendoza. Ayan. Ready na. Nandiyan na mga kasama natin. So,
Yes.
for this session, we will be having the following. Ayan. So, we will be illustrating congruence in triangles and find the lengths of sides and angle measures in given two congruent triangles. So, ang ating topic na yung week ay congruence in triangles.
And yes, Tutor Queenie, bago tayo pumunta dun sa term ng congruence or pagsamahin natin yung natutunan natin nung congruence nung grade 7 or nung earlier grade levels, pati yung konsepto ng triangles, alalahanin muna natin yung terminologies and concepts na ginamit natin sa mathematical systems dito sa triangles. So let's have a short review. Okay? So in this review or this item, we are asked to find the measure of the indicated angles. Okay? Yung indicated angles na yun ay yung nandito sa part ng ABS. Okay? Pero syempre, we are given something dun sa illustration. First, triangle JKL is a right triangle at yung right angle niya is at angle K. Next, the measure of angle MLN is 25 degrees. Okay? And ray JN and ray KM intersect each other at L. So yun yung description ng ating figure dito sa ilalim. We are asked to find the measure of angles JLK, and JLM, and KJL. Tutor Queenie, ano kaya yung mga postulates or theorems or properties na pwede nating gamitin dito sa problem na ito?
Marami tayong pwedeng i-include dyan, yung mga natutunan natin ng nakaraan, no? Dahil meron tayong intersecting lines dito, dapat din makikita tayong vertical angles. Yan. Meron din, pwede rin siguro, meron tayong linear pair. Pero before tayo mag-start, Tutor Joshua, ilagay muna natin sa figure natin yung mga information. Kasi sa unang tingin mo, parang ang hirap nakakalito kasi pare-pareho lang. JLK, may JL naman, may K ulit, may J ulit. So, para hindi tayo mabombard yung given na mga hinahanap sa atin, ilagay natin kung ano na yung mga information na available. Example, dito meron tayong the measure of angle MLN is equal to 25 degrees. So, nasaan pa banda yan? Ayan, nandoon pala. Ayan, so MLN. Ayan, so ibig sabihin, meron na tayong pwedeng makuhang angle measure doon sa letter A natin.
Yes.
Dahil meron tayong vertical angle pair, so pwede natin gamitin ng vertical angle congruence theorem, which is vertical angles are congruent. So, ayan.
Ayan.
Sa letter A, ayan, nakikita ko na, may sagot na si Maria Mendoza, Eliza Sawal. Sa letter A, yan, correct, that is 25.
Kaya lagay lang din natin, Tutor Queenie, yung reason no, na ginamit natin. So, it's by the vertical angle theorem.
Yan, so meron na tayong angle doon, no? Next is angle JLM. JLM. Saan ba banda yung JLM?
JLM. So, ito yon yung ating angle na yan.
So, yan, pwede
Ayan.
na natin gamitin yung linear pair natin. Tama ba, Tutor Joshua?
Yes, by the definition of the linear pair, or since they are linear pairs, kaya by the linear pair postulate, marami palang pwedeng i-reason out, no, Tutor Queenie. Those angles that form a linear pair are supplementary. So meaning, what we're going to do is just 180 minus 25 degrees, and that is equal to 155 degrees. Ayun.
Oh, kuhang-kuha nila Christopher Espicio, Rachel Dixon, Frenat Guzman, ayan, Marian Mendoza. Kuha agad nila. Okay, nice, very good. And we have the last one.
Okay, we have angle, the measure of angle KJL. If you have noticed, lahat ng angles na kinuha natin so far is first nasa inside, tapos nasa outside ng triangle. Now we're going back inside. Ito yung angle KJL. Ito siya sa taas. Okay? Pero makukuha lang natin yung measurement ng KJL if we know the measurement of the other angles inside the triangle. So yung interior interior angles. And we know that the sum of the angle measures in a triangle is 180 degrees. So meron tayong dalawa, no? Ang pwede natin gawin dito, it's 180 subtract by the sum of 90 and 25. Bakit 90 and 25? Kasi yun yung kasama nilang angles dun sa loob ng triangle. So we will have 180 minus 115, which is which is 65.
Ayan.
Okay?
Ang bilis nila, Tutor Joshua, nakuha na nila agad yung answer natin for letters. Sabihin,
Yes.
tandang-tanda nila, no, yung mga properties natin na kasama itong triangle natin. Okay. Good job kayo dyan. Sabihin, ready na doon sa susunod nating question.
Yes. So yung ito ay combination na kasi ito, no, Tutor Queenie, ng iba't ibang mathematical system terminologies. So focus tayo dun sa third part. Okay? Dun sa third angle ng isang triangle given the other two. Okay, so here we have two triangles. We are asked to find the measure of the indicated angles. The first triangle has one angle measuring 60 degrees and the other one is 37. So let's name this, angle B. Si B. Okay, tapos, dito sa ibaba, we have here angle E.
Pwede na nilang solve, no?
Okay, habang sinusolve nila, Tutor Queenie, pangalanan lang natin yung triangle natin. Let's say this is triangle DOG. Okay? Tapos meron tayong triangle PET. Ayan.
Ayan. Okay. So, ano na kaya ang measure ng angle din natin? So, dahil ang given naman dito ay dalawang interior angles at ang hinahanap natin ay interior angle B, therefore we can use the triangle angle sum
Theorem.
interior angle. So we have 180 minus yung sum ng 60 and 37. Ayan, kuha na nila Marian Mendoza, Alfie Manley, at Keys at, sorry, bilis. Kathleen Soriano and Eliza Sawal. Ayan, very good. The correct answer is 83.
Ayun. So, there are few things or few ways to do this, no? Pwede nyo kunin muna yung sum of the other two interior angles, then subtract them from 180. Or, pwede nyo naman diretso subtract 180 minus 60, then the difference from that, subtract again, 37 naman.
Either
Okay?
way
So,
will work.
yes, either way kasi mathematically solved naman siya. Ayan, so may sagot na rin sila Trisha and Taco Mercader. Diyan, si Freyna Joy de Guzman for letter E. Ang sagot nila ay 75, Tutor Queenie. So, check natin kung tama yung 75. Actually, may nagsagot ng letter E habang check pa lang natin yung
Ayan,
ano, no?
yes.
Eh, si Kins Larel Atara, yun yung kanyang tinry. Yan. Tama pa rin naman, pero isa ibang letter yung ginamit.
Pero maganda yan, no? Nilalagay na nila yung letter angle para nakikita agad natin kung ano yung sagot nila.
Yes. So let's check, no? Again, due to the theorem on the triangle interior angle sum, we subtract from 180 um, the sum of the two other interior angles. So 180 minus the sum of 49 and 56. Ayan. And that would be 180 minus 105 or 75 degrees. Do not forget to write degrees, no? Especially when we are asked to find the measure of an angle.
Kompleto naman si Joshua, may mga degrees ang sagot nila.
Yes.
Paano naman po kung ihahalo natin sa iba pang figures? Paano kung i-extend natin yung sides ng ating triangle, Tutor Joshua?
Sige po. Kasi later on, after we discuss congruences, by the later part of the quarter, babalikan natin itong figure na ito, which deals with exterior angles. So ngayon pa lang, dahil there would be chances, Tutor Queenie, na we will have exterior angles dealing with overlapping triangles kasi. So, kailangan matutunan nila to at mabalikan. Okay. So, ma-apply natin ulit yung vertical angle theorem, the linear pair postulate. Later, pag natutunan na natin yung exterior angle theorem on polygons or specifically the triangles. Okay. Tutor Queenie, we have 4 angles here na walang binigay na measurement. Pero ano kaya yung pinakamadaling lagyan ng measurement dito?
Actually, Tutor Joshua, kung alam naman natin yung postulates, no, pwede tayo kunin natin yung angle Y or angle Z.
Okay.
Ay, may theorem tayo that will support that. Right?
Yes.
So, yan, meron tayong angle doon no, na 140 degrees. Tapos, kapag kami katabi siya, yung angle Y, nakakabuo sila ng straight line. So, we can conclude na, when you add the two of them, we have 180 degrees. So, para makuha natin yung measure ni angle Y, subtract natin 140 mula sa 180 degrees. And that will give us
40 degrees for angle Y. So, not necessarily, Tutor Queenie, na XYZ, or to be more specific, W, X, Y, and Z, ay, yun yung una natin isi-solve alphabetically. So, if you could see something na by property of geometry or angles, yun yung pwede nating unahin.
kung saan komportable. At
Yes.
merong susuporta doon sa ating idea na pagsusolve.
Mhm. So let's find the measure of angle Z. Same reasoning dun sa pagkuha ng measure ng angle Y. Okay? Because they are linear pairs, yung measure ng measure ng Z plus measure na 110 degrees, that would be equal to 180. So kung kukuha tayo ng subtraction equation, the measure of angle Z is equal to 180 minus, this should be 110. Okay? This should be 110.
And so we have 180 minus 110, that will give us 70 degrees.
Yes. 70 degrees.
Nakikita ko po sa comments, ang dami na nakakapagsagot, pati nung ibang angles doon sa ating problem.
Kasi pwede talagang makuha, no, kahit nga mag-start tayo sa W or X. Actually, X yung isa sa mga pinakamadaling, hindi pala pinakamadali. Pwede natin kunin kagad doon. Okay. Ayan. So how will we get the measure of angle X given na po tayo ng dalawang interior angles?
Okay, dahil may interior angles na tayo, dalawa na, kaya na natin hanapin yung pangatlo. Okay, ganun lang ulit, 180 minus yung sum ng 40 at 70.
And that is 180 minus 110 degrees or simply 70 degrees din. Okay? 70 degrees din pala yung angle X. So kung 70 degrees yung angle X, the measure of angle W should also be 70 degrees.
Bakit ganun, Tutor Joshua? Anong susuporta dyan sa idea ng 70 degrees yung X? Tapos 70 degrees din yung W.
Okay, if they remember, no, Tutor Queenie, we have what we call vertical angles. When two lines or subset of lines intersect, we form two non-adjacent, hindi sila magkadikit, and technically they are opposite of each other that has the same measure by the theorem of the vertical angle theorem.
Ayan. So, ingat-ingat mag-solve, no? Kasi parang puro 180 minus 180 minus, no? So, bago tayo kumuha ng solution natin or mag-proceed sa solution natin, check natin kung tama pa rin ba yung property or the pattern na gagamitin natin.
Okay. Pakita rin natin, Tutor Queenie, kung nasan yung 110 degrees.
Ano, saan ba banda yan? Kasi nag-180 tayo kanina. Ayun.
Okay. So 110 degrees yung katabi niya, yung kanyang adjacent, as long as it forms a line or a linear pair. And syempre yung kabila, 110 degrees.
So yan yung ginawa natin nung nakaraan, no? Yung magka-opposite, yun yung pareho, yung vertical angles natin. Pero yung magkatabi, yung adjacent, sila naman yung supplementary, yung 180. Ayan. So keep that in mind, mga kasama.
Yes. So, Tutor Queenie, napansin ko, no, meron tayong angles dito na may pare-parehas ng measurement. To be more specific, angle X, angle W, and angle Z. Okay? Tapos, minarkahan ko na din kung ano-ano yung pare-parehas ng, what you call this? Ng measurement. And syempre, nakikita niyo yung 110, pare-parehas din yung measurement.
Meron tayong tawag dyan, Tutor Joshua, kapag pare-pareho yung measurement nila. Tawag natin dyan ay congruent figures. Ayan. So, we have congruence. Two figures are congruent if they have the same shape and size. You can also say that if they have the same corresponding measure, then they are congruent. So, Tutor Joshua, iba to dun sa inaral natin nung elementary na similar shapes or similar figures. This time, we have congruent figures. Okay? So pag similar, same lang ng shape. Pero pag congruent, hindi lang yung shape, pati yung size. Ayan.
Yes.
So congruent. Yung tipong pag pinagpatong natin silang dalawa, hindi mo na makikita yung isa. Ayan. So saktong-sakto yung sila sa isa't isa. Ayan. Example niyan, Tutor Joshua.
Okay, the notation or the symbol for congruence ay yung equal sign na merong parang pa-enye, no, dun sa taas niya. Okay, so ang congruent dito ay segments or line segment A, B, and C, D. Na tama yung sinabi ni Tutor Queenie na when we overlap them, wala tayong makikita ang labis, wala rin tayong makikita ang kulang. And then for the angles, ganun din. We have angles PQR and angle JKL in this instance. And nilalagyan natin ng marka kung saan sila congruent. So for segments, we draw tick marks or ticks. Tapos parehas yung number of ticks. Kunwari, dadagdagan ko ng isa rito. Dapat, dun sa line segment CD, tatlo din. Okay? Parang timbangan, no? Parehas yung kaliwa at yung kanan.
Siyempre, magkamukha yung markings. Pag magkamukha
Yes.
yung markings, so sila yung congruent.
Kasi there would be instances na yung pagkakaprint ng material natin hindi up to scale. So, importante yung pagkakaroon ng markings when dealing with congruence. Okay? And syempre, meron din tayong tinatawag na congruence in triangles. At kailan lang magkakaroon ng congruence in triangles? Sabi kanina, if they share the same shape and the same size. So parehas yung triangle, pero mamaya may triangle na ganito ang itsura. Okay? They should have the same measurements, everything. So if two triangles are congruent, then its corresponding parts are congruent, and vice versa. If the corresponding parts of a triangle are congruent, then the two triangles are congruent. And ito yung main concept na ginagamit natin in triangle congruence. At dito natin nahuhugot yung mahabang terminology natin na CPCTC, which stands for corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent.
Ayan. So, para hindi malilito, no? Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan meron tayong congruent, kung meron tayong congruent triangles, then yung corresponding parts nila, congruent din. Alright?
So, yung CPCTC. And corresponding parts natin, kinukuha natin from the triangles, yung magkakatapat. Okay? So we have here angle A and angle B. Kung lalagyan natin sila ng corresponding parts that are congruent, hindi natin pwedeng kalimutan yung markings. So here we have 1. Okay? Then we have angle B and angle E. We're not sure if they are congruent, yung angle A and B. So dapat magkaiba sila ng markings. And then angle C and angle F. Tatlo naman yan. And sabi kanina, all of their corresponding parts. Meaning, hindi lang angles, but also the sides. Especially the sides. Ayun.
Ayan. So, pwede rin yung i-mark natin dito. So, tag-isa ng tick line yung side BA at saka yung side BB. So, sila yung corresponding parts na congruent na sides. So, kung tatlo yan, so tatlong pares din ng corresponding parts are also congruent.
Ayun. So we have 3 pairs of corresponding congruent angles and 3 pairs of corresponding congruent sides. Bakit kailangan specify yung pagkakaroon ng correspondence and congruence? Kasi po, dapat tama rin yung pagkakatapat-tapat niya. If they are rotated or translated, pinaikot-ikot, o kaya finlip, no, Tutor Queenie, yung ating triangles, dapat they still show which parts are congruent. Okay po?
So, stick tayo dito, Tutor Joshua, sa arrangement ng letters natin sa naming ng ating triangles.
Yes. So I think we could have an activity on naming the corresponding parts, no, which are congruent then. So let's have this problem. Okay.
So we have let triangle PQR congruent to triangle GHI, and we have a given PQ. The side PQ is equal to 8, side GI is equal to 10, and side HI is equal to 6. Find the length of the following. Okay, so ito, Tutor Joshua, no, walang figure na nakabigay, pero doon pa lang sa naming ng ating congruent triangles, pwede na natin ma-identify yung corresponding parts that are congruent. Kaya nga, di ba? Sabi ni Eliza sa what? CPCTC, corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent.
Okay, so let's give them time to think of their answer. Tandaan lang kung ano yung magkatapat in their names, especially if the two triangles are already congruent. Yun yung yun yung basehan eh. Dapat congruence muna. Tsaka tayo maghanap ng corresponding parts. Yun yung makakaparehas ng measurement. Okay? So 5 seconds.
Bale nung yung conditional statements natin yan dati, Tutor Joshua, no? If two triangles are congruent, then their corresponding parts are also
Congruent. Ayan. So, for letter A, the length of PR, okay? So, titignan natin, Tutor Queenie, makikita na natin yung correspondence dun sa ating triangles. Vertex P corresponds to vertex G. Di ba? Tapos, vertex R corresponds to vertex I. Again, gumagana lang po ito if they are established na congruent. Okay? So we could say that PR is equal to, again PR equal siya sa GI. And given ba yung ating segment GI?
ang GI natin, doon sa given to the Joshua, ay equal
Yes.
sa
10.
10.
Yun, no? So kahit wala tayong illustration, we could answer this. Pero if you have difficulties, pwede nating i-drawing. We just know how to represent the triangles themselves. Okay?
Sundan na pala yung naming para hindi malilito.
Ayun. So, lagay natin yung huling correspondence which is Q to H. Okay? Q corresponds to H. So, if we have QR, okay, QR corresponds to HI. And HI in the given problem is 6 units. So, yun na yung sagot natin. Okay, QR is 6, sabi ni Chris, ni Trisha, and ni
Actually,
Mariel,
Tutor Joshua,
Mariel.
nakuha na nila yung lahat, no? A, B, C.
Ano ko na ba na lahat?
Magaling, eh. Good job. Sige, para doon
check
sa
na lang
mga hindi
natin.
pa nakakahabol, no? I-ano natin yung letters. So, ayan. Sabi natin, no? Yung G, ang ka-correspond niya ay P, ang H, ang ka-correspond niya ay Q. Therefore, GH corresponds to side PQ, and mula dun sa given kanina, ang PQ natin ay A. So, we can conclude that our GH is also A. Ayan.
Yes.
Nakakatuwa at nasusundan ng karamihan.
And remember guys, no, our line segments can be named in its reverse. So HG is equal to PQ. It's also equal to QP. And it's also equal to GH. So kahit magkabalik-balikan sila, okay lang. Pero the correspondence, again, dahil meron tayong established na correspondence, kailangan may pakita natin na G corresponds to P.
Are we good on that? Ayan. So, kailangan lang hanapin, no? I-make sure sino nagko-correspond. Okay? At kanino siya nagko-correspond. Para ma-identify natin yung isang triangle, meron namang measurement, at sabi natin, congruent siya dun sa isa pang triangle. So, kung ano man yung measure ng sides at ng angles nun, pareho sa measure ng pangalawa nating triangle, nakakontrol.
Ito pa pala yun, no, Tutor Queenie. Pag meron na tayong problems, for example, PQ daw is 8. Let's say that, burayin natin muna lahat. Ayan, PQ daw is 8, tapos GH is equal to, let's say, 3x plus 2. Or, sige, plus 2. Okay? This is another set of problems. Alam na kasi natin na congruent sila. Pwede natin sabihin that GH is equal to GH is equal to PQ. Diba, Tutor Queenie? Kasi they are corresponding.
Yes. Ayan. So, if you're asked what is the value of x, so pwede na natin i-relate ang measure ni GH at ni PQ. So, dahil sila ay equal, so parang gagawa tayo, substitute natin yung GH sa 3x plus 2 and then yung PQ sa 8. Ayan. So, familiar na, no? Tutor Joshua, from geometry, bigla tayong merong algebra.
Yes.
So, pwede. Ayan. So, dahil meron tayong skill ng pag-solve itong ating linear equation, masasolve na natin ang value ng x, which is equal to 2. Ayan. Kuwang-kuha ni Maria Mendoza. Okay, good job.
Yes. Kasi hindi dapat tayo titigil dun sa sa similarities and congruence. Dapat ma-apply natin yung previous knowledge din natin, especially when we deal with higher order thinking skills. Ayan, talaga napapractice natin.
Hindi ka na lang marunong maghanap ng kapares niya, ng corresponding niya, marunong ka rin mag-solve kung ano pa yung ibang ano. So, level up yung skill.
Okay. So kung meron tayong segments, we also have properties within congruence of angles. Okay, ito yung tatawag nating third angles theorem. Ano po ibig sabihin nito? If two angles of a triangle are congruent to two angles of another triangle. So in this illustration, angle A is congruent to angle D. And then angle B is congruent to angle E. Kahit dalawa lang yung alam nating angles, dalawang pares, we could safely say that the third angles of both triangles are also congruent. Kasi nga naman, di ba, Tutor Queenie, yung sum nila parehas lang. So kapag nag-subtract tayo ng 180 minus that sum, the answer is still the same.
Hindi na magbabago, no? Kung, example, no, Tutor Joshua, yung angle A natin, 20 degrees, tapos yung angle B natin, nasa, medyo maliit na nabigay natin. Ilan ang gusto mo, Tutor Joshua? Mga 80 siguro, no?
Sige, let's say, sige 80.
Ayan. So, pag nag-80 plus 20, that will be 100. Then minus 100, ima-minus natin sa 180. That will be
ulit.
So, wala namang magbabago, no?
Wala.
80 pa rin yung makukuha natin kahit itry nyo ulit dun sa kabilang triangle. So, that's our third angle. So, basta yung dalawang angle nila congruent, yung dalawang corresponding angles nila congruent, then definitely the third one will also be congruent.
Yan. And it's very helpful if we have two triangles that are congruent, pero dalawang angle lang din yung binigay. And then we're looking for other measurements. Like this example, like this activity. So let triangle PQR be congruent to triangle GHI. It's the same triangles. And then the measure of angle P is 45, while the measure of angle R is 80 degrees. Let us find the measure of the following angles, which are I, G, and H.
Ayan.
Okay.
So, kayang-kaya na ba? Samantha Fajardo from Santa Cruz National High School. John Zalun from San Mariano National High School. Althea Garo, Rose Valandana, Marniel Ramos, ready. At ang iba pang natin kasama, ano ang ating measure for angle I?
Okay. So, mas maganda, Tutor Queenie, na gawin natin kapag angle measurement, especially kapag hindi pinapakita, illustrate na natin. It's very good to illustrate a geometry problem. And dahil we have two congruent triangles, dapat dalawa rin yung triangles natin. Kahit ano yung itsura niyan, kahit sa scratch paper muna natin isulat. Okay? Next, the most important thing are the measurements dun sa ating triangles. We are given angle P which measures 45 degrees and the measure of angle R is 80 degrees. Ayan. Para nauna ata ako. Ayan. Paliwanag na rin natin. Si angle P nga kasi is 45 degrees. And since the triangles are congruent, angle P corresponds to angle G. So magkakaroon din tayo ng 45 degrees doon sa angle G. Okay? Next is angle R, which is 80 degrees, and angle R corresponds to angle I. So we have 80 degrees. Ayun. So we have again measurement angle R, which is 80 degrees, and the measurement of angle P, which is 45 degrees. Now, paano ngayon yung letter C, Tutor Queenie?
Yung letter C. Ang given lang natin, angle P na 45 degrees at angle R na 80 degrees. Pero ang alam natin, ang angle H, ang kakorespond niya ay angle Q. Walang binigay na measure para sa angle Q, Sir Joshua. Pero, alam naman natin yung measure ng dalawa. So, kaya na natin isolve kung ilang degrees na lang yung matitira para sa ating angle Q. And so, we have 180 minus the sum of 80 and 45. That would give us 55. So, na-solve natin no, na ang angle Q ay 55 degrees, pero alam natin na yan ay pa-corresponding angle ni H. Therefore, angle H is also 55 degrees. Ayun, we would like to commend kanina pa, Sir Joshua, na isend na nila ang kompletong sagot. Ayan, very good sila Maria Jean Mendoza, Samantha Fajardo, Tatlea Soriano, Princess Beltran, Alfie Samandri. Ayan, kompleto na nila agad kanina pa.
Kasi Tutor Queenie, no, hindi naman talaga nila masasagutan yung isa nang hindi sinusupply yung lahat. Mas maganda rin actually na masupply or mapunan natin lahat ng angle measures before we fill up the questions. Okay, and speaking of that, let's have our last problem. Okay, we have two triangles that are congruent, ABC and FDE. Find the values of X and Y. So ito rin yung sinasabi namin kanina, no? Kahit na X yung unang pinapahanap, let us see, X din ba yung madaling hanapin in this problem? Okay? For this triangle, we could already see na meron tayong sagot for angle Y.
So, for angle Y, yan ay nasa angle, yung measure ng Y, no? Nasa angle D. And based doon sa ating given na congruent triangles, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle FDE. So, we have D corresponds to B. Ayan. So, tingnan natin, no? Ano ba ang measure ng angle B? That is 48 degrees. Therefore, Y lang naman yung nakalagay doon, no? So, automatic 48 na yun.
And yun yung sagot ni Maria Jean Mendoza. Nakita niya kagad na yung Y napakadaling sagutan. Okay?
So, inuna na niya yung Y, no? Kahit alphabetically XY. So, okay lang. Kasi yun yung mas madali eh. So, unahin na natin.
Okay, next. We know that angle F measures 2x minus y degrees. Pero saan ba nagko-correspond at congruent yung ating angle F?
Ingat, no? Ingat lang kasi baka medyo na-excite tayo. Ang ginawa natin, 2x minus y equals 108. Pero double check natin yung correspondence. So, si angle F, ang ka-correspond niya ay si angle A. Kaya lang doon sa figure natin, Tutor Joshua, walang measure na binigay para kay angle A.
Pero may
That is
alam tayo dun na
for
the
the
sum of the angle measures of a triangle, interior angles ng triangle ay 180. So we will subtract 180 minus 48. 48. The sum of 48 and 108. So that is 180 minus 156. And what is the difference there?
That would be
24. Tama ba? Ayan, tama. So 24 pa lang ito, Tutor Queenie.
pero para pa lang yan sa buong angle A.
Yes. So 2x minus y is equal to 24.
Kasi si angle F ay ang measure ni angle F ay equal sa measure ni angle A. Ayan. Kaya pwede natin gawin yung equation na yan. And
Yes.
then, pero dalawa yung variable, Tutor Joshua. Alam naman natin kanina na yung y ay 48. Naghalo-halo na. Pero hindi tayo pa tumba sa mga yan. Kayang-kaya natin i-solve yan. So we have equals 24, Tutor Joshua.
Okay. May binura lang po ako, Tutor Queenie, kasi ang hinanap ay value of x and y, not the measure of the angle. So dapat wala tayong degrees.
Value ng variable. Alright, ayun. So, dating gawin, Tutor Joshua. Solving linear equation na tayo. So, that will be 24 plus 48. So, we will have 72. Okay, so, we have 2x equals 72. So, that will give us x is equal to
36.
30. Ayun.
Di-divide pala kasi natin by
5. Ang daming nakakuha agad ng sagot.
Ayan, we have Altea Garo, Rosa Landanan, Janela Belingon, and Maria Jean Valerie Mendoza. With complete solution, si Jean Mendoza. Nakatuwa.
Is Atara, ayan, Rosa Landan, and Altis Amandi. Ayun. Achieve tayo today, tama ba? We were able to illustrate congruence in triangles, and we were able to find the lengths of sides and angle measures in given two congruent triangles. So, tandaan no, pwede lang natin gawin yung mga yun kapag meron tayong congruent triangles. Kasi,
Yes.
corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent.
Congruent. And again, we know that all of the parts or corresponding parts nga ay congruent. So next week, we will deal with how will we know if two triangles are congruent. Kailangan ba lahat ng measurements given? Kasi kanina, no, Tutor Queenie, nagsosolve tayo pero kakaunti lang yung binibigay. So how will we be sure kung congruent na given lang a certain number of parts ng triangle natin?
Ayan. So, sa ngayon, dito muna natin tatapusan na ang ating tutorial session tungkol sa congruence of triangles. Pero, tandaan po natin na pwede natin ulit-ulitin ang lesson na to para lalo natin maunawaan at mabawasan ng pagkalito.
Kaya, syempre, dapat mag-practice para ma-check natin yung tutunan ay talagang natutunan. Kaya, samahan niyo po kami ulit next week kung saan matututunan natin yung congruence postulates in triangles.
Ayan. So, kung may katanungan po o suggestions kayo, maaari pong iscan itong QR code o kaya po pumunta dun sa link na yan. Ayan. Tuloy na suporta po sa mga bata, magulang at guro mula po sa amin dito sa ETUlay Math Talino Friday.
Susunod po, Mathematics 9 with Tutor Janet and Tutor Angeline. Thank you and happy weekend.
Happy weekend.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag ETUlay Level Up. Huwag aalis ha, dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan. Dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!